Okay, everybody, I've been asked how I do a tumbler tie-dye like this. Most people see the traditional tie-dye that is the lines radiating out in a spiral pattern. I have done that one, but I wanted to try something new that I haven't seen anybody else doing. And I had a friend who likes Grateful Dead, and this was what I came up with to do a Grateful Dead theme style tumbler. And so far they are excited for me to finish this one. So figured I would do a little quick tutorial on how I do this, how I get my tumbler like this effect. So first I start by taping my top and my bottom. I use my cup edging tool from wickedshimmersupply.com to get my straight tape lines on my tumbler. Then I go to my airbrush booth and I airbrush a base coat of white acrylic craft paints all over the tumbler. Once that is dry, then I select my colors. So the colors I'm going to be using is Poppy Field, Valencia, Dandelion, Botanical, Sailboat Blue, and finally Amethyst. These are all the same colors that I did on this tumbler back here. I use these wedge shaped makeup sponges and 91% rubbing alcohol. So what I do is I first spritz the end to get it a little bit moist going on there with some plain alcohol. Let me go ahead and take the caps off of all of these so it's easier to get to work with them. And if you don't like having rainbow hands, I do suggest wearing gloves. I don't mind if mine are rainbow colored. But you've sprayed your alcohol, you can feel it's moist, you can see the ink is coming off some. I just put little random drops on the end of my sponge here. I find a center spot and just dab some on there. Then I take the other end and just work it around some like this. Then I go back over because you don't want it too saturated when you're first going on it. And just get your center going like so. Same thing with your next color. A couple of little spritz. Then I take my alcohol ink, do a few little dots, and I proceed with my next color. And you want to overlap it some and just go in a circle pattern around it and just kind of keep dabbing like so. And like I said, you want it to overlap onto your previous color when you're doing this. Okay, then you move on to your next color, which is my yellow. Put a few little random drops on this, and I overlap with it. And it's starting to look like this. Know if you can see the bright yellow. Let me see if this turning this off helps. Okay, so we've got the yellow. Now let's move on to our green. Same thing. Work your way around. And it's going to start drying. And right now it just looks like a spotted little mess. That'll change as we keep going. Now we're going to do some blue. It starts fading out, like you're not getting a lot of blue on there. That's okay. Go back. Just add some more ink onto your sponge. And continue going around. And we're going to move on to the purple. A few dots of it. And you can see it's starting to take on the tie-dye look. I spritz it from far away. You don't want a whole lot on there. And let's see. You can see I'm rubbing it. It's not coming off. Everything's dry. And for some reason, my other sponges are not here. Hold on, let me grab another sponge. So then I grab one that hasn't been used for anything, put a few little spritz on it, and I can go back over to start working those colors into each other. You can also spritz it on there, and it starts fading it out, which is fun because you're going to go back over all of this again with the same colors. This is just helps soften up some of those lines as you're going. If you get harsh lines like I did on here, but doing this method, you're getting softer lines. So now we're not going to add any more spray to these because they've already got enough alcohol on them now for them to work. Because you can see they start fanning out. So then now you just go back in with your little circle pattern, get your colors going again. Go back over it here with some orange. And like I said, overlap those colors. Go back in with your yellow. Now let's do some more of the green. And as you see, I'm kind of rotating around the direction that I'm dabbing with my sponge. Because tie-dye is not meant to be perfect. So let's go back with some blue dots. And some more purple. And rotate those dots, overlapping some as you see. And it's fading out on that side, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. And we'll go over this side some more. Okay, now we're back to our red. So just putting a few drops just sporadically on the sponge, and we're just going through just like this and twisting our sponge around as we're going. And then you can dab that center again. Hit that little ridge in there. If you got any of that ridge exposed. Okay, now our orange. Go through with that orange, overlapping still. just keep rotating it around, going through both sides on the back here where it's going to meet up. Okay, now on to our yellow. You can see I'm just putting random little drops on the sponge here, and I'm overlapping my colors. And now you have a tie-dye. You can go back through if you don't like as many dots. Grab your sponge and just dab on it. You can add a little bit of alcohol to soften your dots. But just one little tiny spritz like that, because it'll reactivate that ink that's already in the sponge slightly, so that way you can just go back over like that. And you can do the same thing on the other side. And just work your inks until you get them how you like the look. And once you have that done, you'll have a tie-dye. Just like this. I know it kind of looks like a sunflower, but if you have like a favorite logo or Grateful Dead symbol or something, so I said I'm doing this as a Grateful Dead themed tumblers, you put the logo or something right over the center, or the Grateful Dead has the bears, you can always stream the bears across it and it'll take away from the sunflowery look. But this is how the Grateful Dead color scheme is, so that's why I put them on in this pattern. And you won't even see it looking like that. But you can play around with the color choices. You can do this in neon colors, pearlescent colors, different things like that. But for guys, this is the best option I found for a non-glitter, non-shimmer, plain tumbler. Because guys don't want glitter and they don't want shimmer. So this is what I came up with. I hope this was helpful for some of you. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. Thank you guys.